Alright, so boom. 5 worst love songs by rappers. So really quick, when I mean love songs, I'm using the term a tad bit loosely. By love song, I mean a song where the artist either metaphorically or directly expresses their feelings for anything. Their love for money, cars, or of course, women. In regards to women, it could also just be a song where they're talking about like the girls that they mess around with. Clearly that isn't love, but whatever, it's my video. But don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow the artist Toneless on his Instagram and SoundCloud and let him know if you enjoy his song, Anything For You.
I'll do anything for you. If you wanna lose all of that dumb shit, I'll do anything for you. Now I'm popping at the news, I'm popping with the views, and I'm cool, drowning at the booze. I mix it with the use, and we be riding with my crew. Everybody cool, they shimmy at two, they wanna be hype kids.
Girl, that shit some child's play, bounce that shit like whoa.
So I've heard Drake's Views album, but I've never listened to it except for this song. Child's Play is the only song on the album that I've sat down and listened to the song and paid attention to what Drake was saying. With that being said, I see people call Child's Play one of the best songs or the best song on the album. And I would say this must be a horrible album if Child's Play is one of the best songs on it. This song is the exact reason I see why people call Drake a light-skinned, simp, soft-ass dude. And it's crazy because he tries to act hard on this track but realizes he's actually a huge pussy. So the song is about how Drake knows that the girl he's currently with is only with him for his money. But he doesn't care that she's only with him for his money, because he's cool with it as long as she... So that's where the title of the song comes from. Buying her fancy clothes and accessories, like that's light work for him, that's child's play. He's cool with spending his money on her as long as the sex is good. So as you can tell off that premise, this is clearly a terrible relationship. Both parties are just using each other. So with the first verse, and no, I'm not about to say anything about the whole, oh, why you wanna fight with me at cheesecake thing that everybody complains about. He's talking about how he doesn't like when she makes a scene in public when arguing with him, and that she's always nagging and being childish. And with her being childish, Drake says, don't make me give you back to the hood, saying that he brought her from rags to riches and could easily take that lifestyle away from her if he wanted to. But Drake says that he's not going to do that because his mom raised him to be a gentleman. The problem I have with this is that a gentleman wouldn't even use this as a threat to begin with. What man tells a woman he loves, I will take everything away from you in a blink of an eye if you don't get your act together? You're not even supposed to say something like that. The line itself sounds like something very savage to say, like, don't make me give you back to the hood. Usually you would hear that and be like, damn. But in this case, the line doesn't work. He just sounds ridiculous. But he probably doesn't even love this girl. Like I said, he just wants her to... So let's move on. For the second verse, he admits that sometimes he lies to her to protect her feelings. And here's the crazy part. This nigga changes his mind about giving her back to the hood because he wants her to know that you have someone that loves you. I took you from the hood. I can never give you back. I just want to let you know that someone loves you back. So, oh, would you look at that? His simp ass does love her. If that's the case, nigga, why are you threatening her talking about I'll give you back to the hood if you don't act right, and then gonna say, oh, but I can never do that because I love you too much. Now, some of you may say when you get in an argument with somebody you love, you tend to say stuff you don't mean, and you're just saying anything because you're angry. But these two don't love each other. Like, bro, you said that you just want the sex and she just want your money. So why is the word love even involved between you two? This is a horrible relationship which results in a horrible song. And like I said, Views must be a terrible album if people consider this one of the best. If you consider this a good song, I'm convinced that you did not listen to the lyrics, because what Drake is saying is actually very, very ridiculous. But I'm done talking about this damn song, man. And Drake is really one soft ass pussy.
You're nothing but a snack chasing, cock chasing, midnight. You're never gonna amount to anything but a midnight.
This song is why I said in the beginning that it doesn't have to necessarily be about love, and it could just be a song about the hoes that the rappers talks to. So this is where we have Midnight by Wayne. Midnight is a slang term for a bitch, and this is one of the dumbest slang terms like ever, like just say the B word or unstable creature. This song was on Wayne's second album, Lights Up, so this was early Wayne. He still had a lot of stuff to work on with his rapping style. His style was mostly good, but he did have some slip-ups here and there, such as this song. Every verse is just talking about a girl that he met that he's just trying to hit. But when the girl wants to kiss him or bring up a relationship, he stops her and say, like, Midnight, is you tripping? Or Midnight, is you stupid? Now, this song has one of the most obnoxious flows that Wayne has ever had on a track.
She said she started riding and her baby found her signed up. She wished that he would trade it in and cop a brand new Mazda.
Every single line in this song is rap like that. From all 3 verses, he speaks like this. Wayne's delivery and voice is so ear-grating on this track. The chorus is horrible too, because for every girl he's having sex with, he's telling them that if your baby comes born with braids, I ain't the paw. So he telling them off rip, he's not taking care of the child if she has one. And then for some reason, this nigga is humming on the hook too. Y'all know how frustrating that is to be trying to listen to a song and then someone in your ear going, Imagine you were trying to listen to a YouTube video and someone was doing that shit. You wouldn't be able to hear anything the person in the video was saying. So yes, Midnight by Lil Wayne is a poorly constructed song. It has such a simple topic and it can't even do that correctly. If you want to hear a good Lil Wayne song about love, then check out, and no, I'm not about to say How to Love. Can never figure out how to love. Like, hell no, not that song. The song I'm talking about is Young and Blues from his 500 Degrees album. That's one of the smoothest songs Weezy has ever made.
I got the Young and Blues, y'all. I got the Young and Blues, y'all. I got the.
You're a big girl now. Fully grown with your hormones now. Got your own home and you're alone when a bone, get your back blown.
So Nostradamus is the album any Nas fan would tell you that's when he started sharply declining. This is the first album where you might say to yourself, there is no way this is the same person that made Illmatic. That's how disappointing the album is. And the song Big Girl is one of the main tracks on the album that will make you shake your head in disgust. Me personally, I thought Nas was a pedophile when I first heard this song. As soon as the song starts, the chorus has him saying, you're a big girl now, fully grown with your hormones now, got your own home and you all alone when a bone, get your back blown out. Then he says, no more daddy's little girl. The reason I said this sounds pedophilic is the lyrics, of course. You looking at a girl talking about, oh, she got hormones now, and you're no longer your daddy's little girl. This sounds like he saw a girl that was 11 years old and didn't see her again until she was 19, and now he's trying to slide. Talking about, oh, she grown now, so it's not illegal. So lyrically, this chorus is very, very creepy. The second bad thing about it is that Nas cannot sing. Like, he actually sang that whole, you're a big girl now, no more daddy's little girl part.
Fully grown when a bone, get your back blown out. You're a big girl now.
Imagine you never heard this song before, so for you this is a new track, and this is what you hear in the first 10 seconds. You'll be thinking like, ugh man, like Nas is such a creep. So apparently the song is not about Nas trying to slide on a 5th grader. The first verse is pretty much a nasty Nas verse. Like, Nas has a persona where he talks about sex and hoes, and he uses that persona for this verse. It's very detailed and uncomfortable to listen to, so I'm not going to recite anything from it. The middle of the second verse is what I want to talk about instead. So Nas tells his girlfriend that all of the other females that she know be trying to get with him and have sex with him. So one day his horny tendencies get the best of him, so he's in the car with this chick and he about to get some, and then his girlfriend shows up. Like, I want y'all to listen to this story and tell me how stupid y'all think this is. So the girlfriend is hella angry, and instead of fighting Nas, she fights the girl he was about to have sex with. But what happened was, Nas's girlfriend started getting her ass beat. So that's already bad enough for you to run up on somebody and then you start losing. But what makes this story a million times worse, this nigga Nas starts helping his girlfriend beat up the other woman.
Now shorty dumping you out, can't let her get the best of you, so I rescue you. Only thing left to do was to grab her so you could jab her, get a cheap shot.
Are you freaking kidding me? This was ready to cheat on his girl with someone else, and his girlfriend catches them and starts fighting the other chick, and he decides to act like he's all innocent and help his girlfriend defeat the other woman. I mean, goddamn, this is even worse than Drake's relationship in Child's Play. I know they say no rapper is perfect and every rapper is going to slip up and make a bad track at some point, but I don't want to hear any excuses. Big Girl by Nas is a ridiculously terrible song, and it's the worst song I've ever heard from him. I don't want to hear nobody defending Big Girl. This is so awful. Admittedly, Nick Cannon did say that this was a freestyle, that he just walked in the booth and did it. It's not like he sat down and actually tried to write a true love song. I believe him, but I feel like if he did actually try to write a love song, that it would actually be worse than this. Jeremiah on the hook is good in terms of his singing, but I feel like the hook was meant for a completely different song, because what he's talking about and what Nick is talking about do not match at all. Jeremiah sings about the great things he would do for a girl if they were together, saying that the sex would be great and that he would never lie to her. This nigga Nick, on the other hand, instantly starts his verse with, nah mama I ain't shit, nah mama I ain't shit, told you in 2006, it's been 10 years and she's still on my dick. And then really everything that Nick says afterwards just gives off like F-boy vibes. It's just a simple song about how much of a player he is and how he wants to sleep with women with good pussy. One of my issues with the song, freestyle, is there are numerous moments where he just repeats the same line just to take up space. There's like 4 instances where he repeats a line 2 or 3 times, either exactly the same or he changes a few words. In terms of the differences between Nick's and Jeremiah's lyrics, I want to say that it was done intentionally and that Nick raps about how he pretty much wouldn't treat you right because he's just a player, and Jeremiah is the opposite, saying that he would treat her nice if he was her man. But I think I'm giving Nick Cannon way too much credit. There's no way in hell that's what he was going for. I don't think Nick Cannon can write something cohesive like that. This was just a poorly written song, freestyle, whatever, whose message is not consistent, and it was made by Nick Cannon, so that's good enough for it to be on here. In the summer of 2016, Nick Cannon was on Big Boy's radio show, and he said he made the song to reference how difficult it is being single, and that now he's just going to be straight up with women from the gate and tell them that he ain't shit. So he's not playing a character or anything. This is Nick Cannon really telling women not to expect a lot from him when you meet him. And with that, everything surrounding this song is pretty ridiculous if you ask me.
When I scream fuck you, cause I'm stronger than I was.
Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Eminem singing because there are times where even though his singing is awful, I still enjoy it. This is not one of those songs. So as usual, another song that most people speculate is about M's ex-wife Kim, even though the lyrics are pretty vague on who it's about. But since it's supposedly about Kim, I'm glad that Eminem sang it himself instead of getting somebody else to do it because it makes it more personal to him. Very similar to the song You're Never Over. It's a great track about his friend Proof, so I don't mind that he tried to sing on his own. But these songs did not have to be this damn bad.
Living without you, thinking about you.
Stronger Than I Was is no different. The singer on the song is so whiny and it sounds like Eminem trying way too hard to sing his heart out.
And if I stumble, I won't crumble. I get back up and
There's literally not a single moment on this song where his singing is good. Every time he tries to raise his vocal pitch, it makes you want to turn off the track. It sounds like he's trying to be emotional and passionate, but instead of adding a positive factor to a song, it just completely ruins it, and it's disgusting. There are a lot of people that will tell you Marshall Mathers LP2 is an underrated album and is very slept on, and I agree with that, but just a warning, when we Eminem fans say that, we're not talking about Stronger Than I Was. You can completely skip this song if you want to.
outro.